To podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/the Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy podcast live. We're doing a Knights of the Nerd Republic this time around. And before we get too far in the weeds, I'm just going to shut this off because once we open up the windows, you can't see Spencer's head. And I don't want to do that to Spencer. He's a very handsome face and everybody deserves to see it.
Get out of here.
Very excited to do another live show, another live KNR. Joining us, as typically, we have the Lore Keeper himself. We got Connor.
Hello there, everyone.
Connor's just on it. He's right there. Okay. We are also being joined by the owner of the Etsy shop Far Far Away Factory and known on TikTok. Jesus Christ. Can you tell I just got off work? And I promise I haven't started my Sunday's Bloody Mary yet. We got Brooke, a.k.a. B-Dazzler.
Hello.
Is it supposed to be Bedazzler or B-Dazzler? I just realized saying that out loud.
I usually just say Bedazzler.
Okay,
but like
good.
it was, I guess, designed for like bedazzled, you know? I don't know. It was like my Snapchat name when I was like 15 and I just kind of went with it. So here we are.
Maybe it is an invitation to Dazzler.
Thank you, Spencer.
Sorry, that's what I thought. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And joining us, we also have from the Bombadcast, we got Jerry, the Canon Junkie, up in this mess as well.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be, bless this mess. Here we are. I'm excited to make a mess with you guys again tonight. Thank you for having me back.
Awesome.
Oh, as always, buddy. It's always a pleasure. Oh, that was good. I know I'm like bartending's my day job, but I actually mix that really well. Speaking of which, this episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Sunday's Bloody Mary Mix. They have some pretty bitchin' Bloody Mary accoutrement, if I do say so myself. They have the spicy Caesar mix, which is what I'm drinking right now. I like it quite a bit. I just ordered myself another jar. They have a mild mix, a vegan mix. God damn it. I am on a roll with the verbal dyslexia tonight. A vegan Bloody Mary mix, a subscription box, rim salt, all manner of garnishes, shot glasses, merch. And whenever you check out, if you use code TNAP, T-N-A-P, you'll get 10% off your order and you'll help us out around these parts. So be sure to get all of that good Bloody Mary goodness from Sunday's Bloody Mary, code TNAP. Before we jump in,
believe our first sponsor is Bloody Mary's. It's just incredible.
I am quite happy it panned out that way.
Of course you are.
Oh yeah,
you're the biggest Bloody Mary fan of this whole bunch.
Oh yeah, I love this shit. It is like my favorite. I'm such an old person. Like I will be at the bar and be like, "Can I have a Bloody Mary?" I'm not being fun. Like, "Ooh, Jaeger bombs," or like whatever people our age are supposed to like drink to like have organ failure. I'm just like, yeah,
Four Loko. Yeah.
There's quite a few stories about those, but that's beside the point. Not on the Star Wars show. Oh, I just realized I opened the window where we're talking, so I could also look in the feed on this side. But Jerry, before we jump into the weeds too hard here, if you could please say a couple words about the event happening on Saturday. We got 2021 Podathon.
Yes. So
Throw
coming
that
up
there while you speak.
There we go, right there. Podathon 2021, benefiting Make-A-Wish Foundation. We have a lot of really cool stuff going on this year. And again, like my boy Scotty and Pete, the Podfather himself, they have been really just absolutely nose to the grindstone with this thing. This is going to be a super fantastic, just fun event for everyone. There's going to be something for every ilk of Star Wars fan. Like we're going to have like special guests. Paul Sun-Hyung Lee from The Mandalorian and Kim's Convenience is going to be joining my buddy Nick on Podcast of the Wills. We're going to have Matt Martin. There's going to be a Matt Martin interview with Pete, Charles Soule, Claudia Gray, authors, different. I mean, it's going to be 15 hours, 9 a.m. Saturday until whenever 15 hours ends. Of just absolute nonstop.
The schedule we
Star
went
Wars
over
fun.
claims 11 p.m. We'll see about that. I have my suspicions.
Quote, unquote. Well, and then we're all going to the Force Center bar at the end, of course. The digital bar over with Jackson and Raven,
where everybody's going to be drinking Sunday's Bloody Mary. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Sunday's Bloody Mary mix. I might actually be grabbing a bottle of champagne before the day just to see, like, in case we honestly, we're already close to our goal.
I saw that. I checked earlier. Here,
like
let me.
A couple thousand already, so we might have to up the goal. So again, keep spreading the word. You can any of the merch for Podathon 2021 goes. All proceeds go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And we also are going to be raffling off a lot of really cool items. Okay. One of those amazing items is a very rare Dave Filoni drawing that is autographed by Dave Filoni himself. We're actually going to be having his wife.
It's a Bo-Katan, right?
In Cornbury. Excuse me. What's that? Yeah, it's a Bo-Katan. It's a Bo-Katan. But yeah, so Dave's wife is going to be joining someone as a guest as well, and so it's going to be a fantastic time. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff, and again, so there's a lot of stuff they're going to be raffling off. I think we even have official Lucasfilm gave us a prize pack of like
it's like a fleece, like a beanie, and a tumbler, right?
Right, like a cold weather, just like Lucasfilm gear pack. So so every $5 you donate puts your name in the raffle and stuff. So just come, and we're gonna be giving stuff away, I think, at the beginning of each show that day. And we got you got Blue Bantha Milk's gonna do a live AI generated script read of the Trench Run. You've got Around the Galaxy, Bombad Cast, Star Wars Explained, Broaxium.
Here, let me throw the graphic back up. Yeah,
throw it back up there. Look at all those names: Pink Milk, Geeky Waffle. I mean, the list goes on and on, guys. Holo Chronicles, Tarkin's Top Shelf, Tatooine Sons. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be on the Around the Galaxy and Bombad Cast, respectively, YouTube channels. So again, spread the word, tell your friends. Saturday morning, it's going to be a great time. And thank you for letting me expound upon this just amazing event, again, that my buddies Scotty and Pete have been really feverishly working over to make sure that it is something that is special and something that is actually going to do a lot of good. So thank you for letting me come on and just really push that. So
yeah,
that is absolutely.
That's it. Go buy some Sunday's Bloody Mary mix too. Save that for the Force. Save that for the Force Connect bar at the end. It's fine.
Next year, because spoilers, we're probably going to be a part of Podathon next year. Like, I'm working the behind the scenes stuff, but like there's probably going to be like a Nerd Academy /KNR segment next year. I am going to do my damnedest to get some type of Sunday's Bloody Mary mix like as part of the raffle.
Oh,
like I am going to do my best to make that a thing.
Snap. There you go.
I don't know if I have that kind of pull. Maybe I'll just have to like buy somebody a subscription box. But at this point, we like just like how the sponsorship started. It kind of started because of me shit posting, and then went from there.
That's how good sponsorships start. So I hear.
Listen, I threw myself at them. I was like, hey, podcast network where the host is a bartender by day who quite likes himself a Bloody Mary is kind of a great fit to to represent you guys. I don't know about y'all. And then they just kind of went, yeah, okay. And I was like, oh, Okay, dog chasing a car. I didn't think I'd make it this far, but we're just gonna ride the wave here.
We'll just roll with it. We'll roll with it. It's cool.
We've made we've done the ad. I love the product legitimately. Like, I'm not just kissing ass because they give us money, but I'm at the point where I'm like we've made it part of the like Sunday's Bloody Mary Mix is like just as part of like the teen app lore as Cookie Cop is at this point.
Oh Lord, don't speak his name. What are you
Do
doing?
not invoke him.
Don't
Do
call
not.
the Eldritch gods down. Okay, no. Okay.
I take
Poor
no
Brooke is like, I don't know what the hell Cookie Cop is, and you're better off that way.
Welcome
honestly.
to the madness. Welcome to the madness. Yes.
I would say
Great to be
the
here.
little bastard between Loki, Grogu, and the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh no.
Oh, I'm
The
okay.
beautiful
I don't.
bastard.
We're good.
Bye,
I don't.
Grogu.
It's fine.
She's like, yeah, no.
I don't need to.
Cookie Cop.
Well, I won't be sleeping tonight.
How
Now.
do you think I feel?
You just wrecking the joint. You threw Grogu off the bookcase, and now you're just slamming Mjolnir wherever you like.
Get out of here, Cookie.
God damn
you
it.
guys are really like you're really killing it tonight. There we go.
Yeah, we're on it. At this point, we are going to move into some Book of Boba Fett trailer talk. At which point, I think it is only fair that we start with the resident. What do we got? I think we got people dragging. I can't tell what these emojis are from. Oh, it's a cookie and then a cock.
Cookie and a cop.
Oh my goodness.
Look at you go, Paco. I am going to kick
Propaganda.
to our a cap, especially that guy. Lexi made art that I keep meaning to get a frame so that we can put it up, where it's just like a picture of Cookie Cop superimposed over this like cityscape, and in like this fun font it says "defund the police." And when she handed it to me, I snorted. I was like, "This is the," because she told me she was gonna make it, and I'm like, "That's funny as shit." And then I looked at it for the first time, and I came unnerved. And this was in the same stroke of her making T-posing cursed buggy from One Piece. That's just part of our deck. But I am gonna kick to the our resident Boba Fett simp. At which point I will just say,
Please. Speak freely.
Wonderful.
All right.
"Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you,
I love
thank
that.
you." I had that idea since I saw the trailer.
Thank you for that.
I love it.
So,
Favorite part
Brooke,
of the trailer.
overall thoughts on the Boba trailer?
I'm super excited. I feel like we waited so long to hear really anything about it other than like a short synopsis from what they told us. I don't think the trailer really gave us that much more information other than like what they already told us it was going to be about. But I'm okay with that because I feel like lots of trailers give away lots of stuff and I want to be surprised. So I'm pumped. Got some good ideas and hopes and wishes and stuff, but overall we're ready.
Right. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
this deliberately didn't give us a lot, and my tinfoil hat kind of came on like the moment I finished watching it, and I think I saw Pete say this on Twitter as well. I don't think we've seen anything past maybe the first, maybe the second episode.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I agree.
absolutely. I agree with you.
I
Yeah.
think they're
Oh,
applying
for
the
sure.
same strategy that they employed with Mandalorian season 2, where almost all of the footage, if you go back and watch that like Monday Night Football trailer
Yeah.
from a year ago, does not go past the first half of the season. Like I think the furthest it gets, if I have like the sequence of episodes correct, is the siege. And it's like just the shot of the biker scouts.
Yeah.
And other than that, it stops at the Frog Lady episode or the episode before that. Cause we see like the ship, we see the Razor Crest, like damn near exploding while it's trying to get to,
Yeah.
tracks.
Crash landing.
yeah, where it's like,
Yeah, like
kinda
the
spitting
doors
out.
like
Yeah.
like janky and shit. Yeah.
So like that's the furthest we got in terms of like what we saw in the trailer. So I think that's just going to be kind of the standard for Lucasfilm, Disney Plus stuff moving forward. I hope that's the case. Connor, whenever we actually get into the one story you put in about the Disney Plus Day stuff, I'm very curious to see what they do if these rumors about a Kenobi trailer being in there come to pass, because depending on how early they introduce some of these non Obi-Wan players people are excited for, I'm curious to see how much footage we actually see, and if we actually see Hayden as Vader or any of the rumored flashbacks or anything like that. Jerry, thoughts on the Boba trailer?
Well, I mean, nothing coherent apparently. I just so I was already losing my shit when everyone, like, what was it? I was like from the opening moments. Okay, whenever three words, but Omar Monk, booyah. I freaked out, and I was on Twitter talking about how I want an entire episode dedicated to, like, I want Finnick and Boba to be like having like a meeting with the Omar Monks to be like, hey, look, you guys are cool to like walk you. I don't know how Jabba was, but you're cool. Like, just, you know, you'd have free reign.
You just do your thing.
Feel free to check the fridge. Do you eat? I don't know if you eat because you're like a brain in a truck. But anyway.
This is still your home.
Right, like I just like I want some healing or something for the Omar monks who, like, apparently crime bosses all just steal their monasteries and stuff. So, but no, that was so.
Isn't that weird?
Does that answer your question?
Isn't that such a strange thing though? That the Hutts specifically were like, "Hey, you know the Bomar monks? Fuck the Bomar monks. We're taking every single temple and doing a space mafia in them."
We can do whatever the hell we want in their houses. Let's just go. Let's take it. Let's go sit in it and say it's ours now. What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
But like, I mean, they let them just casually stroll around the monastery to remind them that they've been deposed. Like, yeah, you guys can just walk around.
There are some things far worse than death.
I mean, when your brain is already in a spider jar, I mean, I feel like things are not great already.
Well, I mean, you guys, like, if you know me, you know that, like, my thing with Star Wars is I love the weird shit. I love, like, the weirder the better. Like, please. That's why I love, like, the stuff that Filoni puts in, you know, with, like, the world between worlds and things like that. Like, I want the Force to be weird. I want, like, it's a crazy, wacky space universe. Please give it all to me. But to go back just to, I agree with what all you were saying. Like, we don't, and I'm interested to hear some of Brooks' maybe thoughts and stuff about what you're wanting to happen and everything. I don't know if anyone else here is I'm going to be okay if it doesn't happen. I'm okay with them being a platonic friendship, but look, I ship Bonik or Shafet, whatever Jackson called it on Twitter
so we can get Jackson's pronunciation
on my show last night.
Every time I heard Bo Bennett,
I'm gonna say a naughty word if I accidentally say anyway. But but I mean, just like I said before, Kong versus Godzilla, man, they will kiss. Okay, they will kiss. So we had that moment on the balcony. Come on, man. I mean, if it doesn't happen again,
I can already see the fanfics. They're already being published.
Man.
Oh, 100%.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
So, real quick, every time I heard it, and this is mostly like Arzu and Maggie Lovett were calling it Bobenic, and I was like, I like that.
Bobenic.
The ship name that Jackson came up with was Shaboshafek. Which I can't say without feeling like I'm having a stroke.
Shaboshafek is such a Jackson lefty thing.
Shaboshafek, there's burning toast. Like,
that sounds like a planet name or something, or like a region.
Shaboshafek.
That's where they're hiding. That's where they're registered.
That's where they're registered for their wedding.
To Shabok, I can't even say it anymore. It's such a mouthful.
Shaboshafek.
I saw that clip from Hyperfocus last night and like heard him say, and I like honked, like I audibly like I couldn't even describe the noise I made as laughter. It was just like,
That's we go on. We do go on. But yeah, like I ship hashtag Bonic or whatever you would call it, Bonic or whatever.
Shaboshafek. Yeah, I'm going all in on it.
Like I ship it. It's cool. Whatever. I'm down.
I am too. I'm
also down for space buddies. Like that. That's cool too. Like that's cool too. Give me like whatever. Just give a healthy relationship in Star Wars. What's that? You know, like come on. Like I'm joking. So,
at least not one that ends in death.
I'm just down for more Ming-Na Wen in Star Wars.
Honestly, same.
Yes.
Absolutely. Ming-Na Wen, who is like hit this amazing Disney trinity of like Disney princess, Marvel hero, Star Wars character, like just good for you, Ming.
As she should.
Yes, she is a queen.
Nick,
she
I love
the
this
queen.
Absolutely. Work spouses.
Yeah, that's what we were. He was calling that in our chat and everything. Like, yeah, like but Boba Fett and their work spouses. Their work spouses. It's cool. It's cool.
Or everyone spusses, whichever one Nick wants to go with. I was too far away to see that it was misspelled until I saw it come up on the screen.
Spusses.
Works buses. Connor, overall thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett trailer?
It was neat. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Like, it didn't blow me away like most trailers do with Star Wars, but like, I'm still intrigued with what we got, especially because of the comic book crossover War of the Bounty Hunters. I was watching Star Wars Explains breakdown of this trailer, and I think it was in the back of my head, but when Alex said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like the Hutts are gone. Like, because the Hutt Council is gone by the time of Return of the Jedi, and that's the reason why Jabba the Hutt is the only Hutt. As far as we know, Rhoda the Hutt could be out in the galaxy somewhere. We don't know what happened to him yet. But
he's with Cobb Vanth, right? Like chilling.
He should be. He literally should be. Like, I'm not even kidding. If Rhoda the Hutt was with Cobb Vanth, I would be down. Like, give me that mini series now.
I would like to see Stinky again.
Same.
I just want to see Timothy Olyphant
power
like,
vacuum.
like a. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
No, you're good. So like, there's just a big power vacuum, and so it's like, what syndicates are we going to see? Are we going to see new ones? Are we going to see old ones? Are we going to, again, I don't know what it is, but I just have this feeling that like War of the Bounty Hunters is going to really tie into some way into this show. Like, I feel like at most there's going to be definitely references and name drops and mentions. We're not ready. And I think someone pointed it out on Twitter, the voiceover of the Ithorian. I don't know if it was the Ithorian's actual lines, but the person speaking the lines sounded a lot like Pedro.
It did.
And I didn't
for a hot second, I'm like, is Din in the trailer? Like, that's a big drop.
I didn't realize it the first time I watched it, but when I watched it a few hours before, I was like, wait a minute, that's Pedro Pascal. What the heck's he doing here? And so, yeah.
Surprise.
Also, the line, I intend to rule with respect, is just so good. Because you know it's like, that's what he actually wants to do, but you also know that he's ready to just gun you down if he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So
I suppose that's fair.
Which is why, please speak freely is such a powerful way to end that. Like, I don't that filled me with like I was like sent back to like I that immediately made me like that shot, and I don't know if the lines go with that shot. I hope it does, because that's a badass shot. I want that. I want to see that in its context. But like, it took me on a journey back to Boba's history and everything, like from the Clone Wars on. And so I was like, this is going to be powerful. This is going to be super cool. I'm so here for this. I've never hated Boba Fett, but I've always been like middle of the road. Like, I've never been like, oh, he's overrated and stuff. And so it's just now, like everyone, it's everyone's story right now. It's like, hey, I guess I love Boba Fett now. Like, damn, okay, cool. So, it's what a journey, man. It's just been so cool.
I normally prefer to go last, as I want to make sure everybody can speak their piece before I accidentally steal ideas and such. But I am going to poke my head in and go. That is what I've been saying since season 2 of The Mandalorian. Like, I have aggressively been on the side of I do not give a damn about Boba Fett. Like, very much on this. Like, I don't care. Like, he doesn't really do anything in the movies, which is fine. You know, I'm the one who kind of like overhypes the Jedi Council characters, and what do they do other than die in the movies?
Be a bunch of misguided pricks.
I mean, this is true as well.
That's a lot
like,
of it too. Yeah.
Like, I'm a Coyote Mundi stan for no reason. Like, or at least in terms of the movies, like the comics and novels and all that bullshit. But like,
He's got a nice head, you know.
He's got a nice head.
That's one way to put it.
Literally, I watch like literally one episode of The Mandalorian, and I'm like, oh, cool. Because I always had this issue with Boba Fett, where like as a kid, like watching the Clone Wars, kind of had this reaction, like watching the episodes he's in, where I'm like, I know we aren't anywhere near, you know, the guy who's willing to shoot Luke Skywalker in the back yet. But Boba's like really conflicted about this whole killing for money thing as a kid and as an adolescent. And that just kind of always like struck me as something that like the way Boba's portrayed is this, you know, like the baddest mofo in the room, who's just here to, you know, like shoot first, shoot second, shoot third, and after everybody's writhing around on the floor, try to ask a question or two type thing. And it just didn't gel with like kid Boba in the Clone Wars. Because like I felt like, and at least part of this is from reading like the young Boba Fett novels, where like even there, like he was just always kind of ruthless. Like he was a kid and he was scared because he was on his own and his dad was dead, but like he still was that like, no, man, I'm gonna kill you. Like I will kill you right here and right now. Please mess around and find out. And seeing his like the first episode of him in The Mandalorian, where he like immediately he's like, okay, I'm gonna put my balls on the table with this Mandalorian here and go, give me my suit back or I start shooting. And by I mean we. And by we, I mean Fennec Shand. Remember her? She has a robot gut now. What's up? You thought you killed her? You didn't. I got you. And then the second the Empire shows up, everybody teams up. Boba gets his suit back. Grogu gets kidnapped. And Boba immediately is like, what do you need me to do to help you get the kid back? And it's like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Where did this code of honor come from? Like he out of nowhere is like, I want to like very like unambiguously, I want to help you. And is very like puts his life on the line, you know, is very, you know, cautious with the, you know, in The Believer, where he's like, hey, I want to help, but like, I can't really take the helmet off because they might recognize me. Thing like there's like
that line.
That was so good.
They might recognize
He gave
my
himself a
face.
glow up before they went to like, oh
Yeah. Like
so great.
it's like Boba's this really complex character now. And as much as there's like kind of like a dude bro-y, like, oh, I want there to be like, you know, more characters like morally ambiguous in Star Wars, and they kind of mean that in like the Game of Thrones way, where it's just like, I want everybody to kind of be just a psychotic killer, and it's like, not quite how this franchise works. But with like Boba, like there's like he's in this true moral gray area, and even in this trailer, like we see him doing this like, you know, like this is such an out there comparison, and I don't know if anybody on the panel here will get it. I'm hoping Nick gets it because I know he's in the chat. For some reason, he's giving me like Wesley Snipes and New Jack City vibes. Whereas there's very much this like, I'm the kingpin and I will like put a bullet in your head. But also like, what's up? Like, let's all come to the table. We can cooperate, but also business is business, and I'll kill you. And like, there's something just so great about him doing his whole, please speak freely, and I want to rule with respect. But like, we also see him at the one point where he has like the energy sword, and he has that crazed look in his eye that we saw in the tragedy, where he's just like practically frothing at the mouth, where he's just like, I can kill you, like Boba's kind of crazy too. And like, I don't know, like I made the joke last year with season 2 of The Mandalorian, but like, I feel like something happened in the Sarlacc and he found Space Jesus. And I know I made the New Jack City comparison, but I think even further than that, like he's kind of like Jules at the end of Pulp Fiction, where he's like having this, like, where he's trying to like square the whole, like, I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd. I'm trying to explain to myself what Ezekiel 25:17 means to me now. I kind of like, that's kind of where I'm at with Boba Fett. Is it like he's Jules at the end of Pulp Fiction, and like, well, like what the hell did Jules do after they walked out of the diner? Like we know Vincent got killed, but like what happens to Jules? And that's where Boba Fett is, where it's like, I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd. I love it. I love where this show is going. And I just can't wait for it. Spencer, thoughts on the trailer?
I hope you're right.
As someone who gives more of a generally slightly still more of a damn about Boba Fett than I.
Sure. I'm just generally a Mando fan. I think the Mandalorians are one of the coolest cultural factions in the galaxy. I think they're really awesome. But I hope that you're right about Boba. It was almost like Whiplash. Like the Boba we knew was this ruthless
Since you're
killer.
speaking, I'm going to go save Grogu from behind the book.
Yeah, go get Grogu. The Boba we knew from the movies was this ruthless killer. And then the Boba we got in Mando season 2 was this like out of left field, honor bound warrior. And then at the end of Mando season 2, we see him like kicking down the door of Jabba's palace and taking over. I'm like, whoa.
Just executing Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, I'm like,
like there's zero question. Just, hey.
It's like, which direction are we taking this character? Don't shoot. Is he gonna be this like this nice guy? Did he find Space Jesus, or is he gonna be this mob boss basically? And
it looks like they're going in between.
They're kind of, I guess they're kind of like walking that line, and it could be dangerous. And here's why.
It's just space gangbanging, and I love it. Like,
it could be dangerous. Here's why. He made that line like Jabba ruled out of fear. And if you think about like the big mob movies, if you've seen them, like Road to Perdition, the Godfather series, the trilogy, I guess, and like they all rule with fear. Like even Falcone in the Nolan trilogy in Batman.
Yeah.
He says that's power you can't buy. That's the power of fear. And as far as mob movies go, as far as mob stories go, ruling by fear is a much sexier plot for a lot of people to digest than ruling by respect. It almost seems like if you're in the business of doing illegal things, you can't afford to take half measures. You can't afford to rule out of respect, because you're already like, you've already got red in your leisure if you're doing anything mob related. Like, you can't afford to be like, oh, I'm going to rule with respect. It almost seems like, okay, you sissy. It's like, you don't know what needs to be done. You're not willing to do what needs to be done. And they're kind of like trying to inject, but he can't, into that idea. Like, okay, Boba's going to rule with respect, and everybody's going to say, no, you don't have the guts to do what it takes. And they're kind of just going to be like, but yes, he does, and he will. So it's a dangerous line to walk. I can see it going really poorly in either direction. Like, either they're going to realize after one season, yeah, we got to kind of choose a side here, or it's just going to like, oh my gosh, it's working. guys, we're doing it. They're kind of like walking.
It's everything. That's everything in Star Wars. It's like,
yeah. And I'm nervous because like on the one hand, ruling out of respect, I therefore have a lot more respect for Boba Fett's character. But if you're going to frame that within this is a mob story, this is like space gangsters. These people are dealing under the table.
Space Sopranos.
Yeah, like if that's the world that you're going to shape this story in, it's dangerous to not take the road well traveled. You rule with fear, because if we get caught, this whole thing blows up. So there can't afford to be like any loose ends. Anybody who
Levi is saying
remotely,
do that thing with the hand again. I think he's referring to your
this thing. Is that what you were after?
like horizontal like single ladies, but like going
Like,
this way.
Kind of like that. I forget what I did. But I'm hoping they make it work, because I hate to see a Star Wars story go to waste. And so far, we haven't been disappointed in recent years. So hopefully it does work. But like I said, if you're not ruling with fear, which is, there it is. Beautiful, he says.
No, yeah, okay. Good
That
job.
was just for you. But
We love you.
if you don't choose like the sexy route, which is ruling with fear, that's the road well traveled. You're taking a risk, and I really hope it pays off. But we'll see.
I want to bring up a point and then segue from what you were saying just now, because that was like another topic of discussion I wanted to get into. Is that I think the thing that is so jarring about Boba's choice to rule with respect is and then again, like this is where like the whole like, did he find like space Jesus in some way? Like, did he have his like divine intervention, the bullets missed us somehow moment, going back to the Jules comparison? In the Sarlacc pit, where like, because like, we're talking about like Jabba's deadliest shooter. Like this would like you and I like to like make the Kendrick Lamar quote joke with like chip him, then throw the blower in his lap.
Yeah.
But like that's Boba, man. Like that's what Boba does. like he blows you away, and then he's like, and I'm gonna leave the blaster right here. As
your blaster.
Your
I'm gonna
blaster.
kill you with your blaster and then chuck it in your lap.
Yeah.
There you go. Enjoy.
And, like that kind of like intensity, and I think that's what makes this transition so weird and so cool, is that it's it's this guy. How did we get here? I so badly want to know, how did we get here with Boba? Which brings us into a question that like I'm just going to kind of toss out there, and anybody respond. Brooke, feel free, because I feel like all the boys have been talking for very long, and we haven't given you a chance to get a word in edgewise.
We need to we need to shut up. Yeah.
Do it. How much of this do we think Boba means? Like sincerely?
Ooh.
Like
That's
is he
tough.
talking out of his ass? Because again, like there's that crazed look in his eye. So like clearly this man is still capable of grotesque violence.
I feel like I took it the way where almost like very like Italian mob. It reminded me a lot of like the 5 families of New York getting together and being like, hey, we're all just fucking fighting with each other. Maybe we should not do that. Because he was in the trailer, he's like, there's enough for all of us to like enough to go around for everyone. If we stop fighting with each other and just like, we don't have to work together, but if we just, stay in our lanes, then we'll be cool to do our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of the vibe that I got from that. Obviously, like we know that doesn't always work out. There's always going to be like backstabbing and stuff. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that. I'm just interested in seeing how he's going to like try to handle that, because he definitely is like, if you respect me, I'll respect you. But if it's very like Tony Soprano to me, it's like, but if you don't, I will choke you with a hose until you die.
If I may interject,
Death to all of them.
Holy shit. That's like that's like when Scotty drops a clip on me on Bombad Cast. Like, what the hell was that, man? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Good.
I see what you're saying though, Brooke. Like he says, please speak freely. But I wonder if that's like but if you say something I don't like, then you know.
I
But
think
like- but
that's
like,
the
where's the-
undertone I'm getting.
Well, respect is a
And-
two-way street. If you don't give it to me, yeah.
But I'm very curious to see like how rational and like amicable Boba is going to be. Like, is there going to be a moment where he goes, please speak freely? One of these other space, mobsters speaks out of pocket. Is it going to be Boba trying to be diplomatic and go, okay, well, I'm going to pause you right there, because now I want to talk about this. Like, how much of a diplomat is he going to be? Or, to make another like mob movie reference, is it going to be someone speaks out of turn and Boba's like, do you want me to get my fucking space shine box and go like Joe Pesci on somebody, and liquefy someone's face?
Or like maybe it's like O-Ren Ishii in one of the flashbacks in Kill Bill, where she's like, yeah, y'all can speak freely, and then the one guy starts insulting her, and then she just cuts his head off.
Like, that's what I'm really like. There's little things that I'm like, oh, I want to see how much Boba Fett is actually like walking the straight and narrow, or like at least his own version of it. I'm so fascinated by his character now.
Yeah.
There's something to a character who doesn't start fights but knows they can finish them.
Yeah.
And stuff like if it gets into it, there's like it's like a quiet like power or something that is just really cool. That's definitely what Boba has, I think.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's what that line he's gonna walk that you were talking about a little bit ago, Levi. I think he's gonna be like he's gonna be struggling with, I want to rule with respect, but how much am I gonna have to, like, how much blood do I have to shed until people finally respect me and stuff. I think that's probably going to be his struggle throughout the season, kind of a thing.
This has to get dirty. It has to get dirty at some point. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut
you're
you off.
good.
But from a storytelling perspective, turning Boba Fett and his dirty little, back alley, black market friends into like a council of friends, a society of friends. We're all going to work together. That's boring. Nobody really wants this to work unless they are able to like join forces into a super bad okay, we're going to cooperate, and then we're going to be even more dangerous, and we're going to be even more bad. That is going to work really well. But nobody wants to see Boba Fett become like the Speaker of the House for the underground community. Please, gentlemen, sit down.
Bounty hunter Henry
Let
Clay.
us all just get along. Nobody wants that.
Mr. Fett goes to Washington. Yeah.
Mr. Fett goes to Hosnian Prime.
That is a suicide mission for from a story writing perspective. It has to go bad somehow, some way. It has to stay bad. That's what people want to see from this show, unless I'm totally mistaken.
I'm stuck on all the comparisons that were incredible here. What the hell was I gonna say?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're fine. I was gonna ask a question. I'm trying to. Oh, another thing that I'm like super curious about. Did like all of the like elite criminals of the galaxy always think Boba Fett was a schmuck?
I guess.
Or like
It
in
seems
in the
like
past 5 years,
They're mob
Did they
bosses.
go,
They think everyone who's not them is a schmuck.
they went, this guy got his ass kicked by a blind man by accident.
it's
Like,
the
he didn't
Cad
lose a
Bane effect.
gunfight with Han Solo. Han Solo didn't shoot him down in a dogfight. Like, he got smacked in the back.
Yeah, it's probably
Like, did word spread? Like, how many survivors from
I was gonna say
Luke's
like
mini terror?
the whole like sail barge blew up, so I don't even know
Yeah.
how many witnesses there would be to even tell that story. So maybe they could have just assumed that he just went down with the ship.
I'm guessing a big fat zero survived.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know how many
Yeah.
people survived Luke's little terror attack on Tatooine, but like, by the same token, like, who's to say anybody from the Rebel Alliance didn't talk about it? That like by the time they got back to the Alliance, like you're
Plus,
gonna have
the real Han
Lando
talked
like
about it.
have Han Han's gonna make it sound like there was like an
He's gonna be
actual
like,
battle.
I
Han's
caught a
gonna
fish this big. It's this big.
Yeah. Han's gonna be like, I was from Jabba's main barge, and Boba was on one of the smaller ones, and I, still blind, not even looking in his direction, fired one blaster bolt and hit him in the jetpack. That's the bullshit story Han's gonna tell that makes it sound cool, and people will be like, man, Boba,
Chewie's
you
like
got a raw
shaking his
deal.
head
Solo
behind
got
him.
lucky again. Lando's gonna tell the real story and be like, "Oh no, this idiot went Boba Fett where and killed him." Like,
This dumbass. This dumbass Mr. Magooed his way into a victory.
literally, he's blind.
It gives an entirely new application to the old saying about a blind squirrel finding a nut every once in a while.
Yeah,
He's actually blind.
Han was competent for 30 seconds. You know, like,
Han's spirit animal is a blind squirrel. That's what it is.
yeah. But like, I want to know, did word somehow spread about how Boba Fett ended up in a Sarlacc pit?
Well,
And like, that's where they're like, "Who are
That's
you,
episode
man?"
1.
Like,
That's episode 1 is purging
Yeah.
all the video files off the HoloNet or something of him like getting smacked in the back and like fall like a bitch going into the got bitch slapped into the thing. That's episode number 1. Get that out. Purge that shit. Yeah.
It's
There's just a-
basically like the Cad Bane effect, where like, I mean, obviously we don't know what happens to Cad Bane in the original trilogy, or at least if he even gets to the original trilogy. But like, it's kind of like how in Bad Batch, Cad Bane seemed to kind of be losing his edge a bit after his supposed duel with Boba Fett. And so it's going to be, to me at least, it feels opposite of that, where it's like everyone thinks Boba's lost his edge. And then he comes back and he's like, oh no, I'm still as fierce as ever, if not more fierce.
Mhm.
So
he's like, "I used to just be violent because that's part of the job. Now I'm fucking crazy."
the Sarlacc
That-
was a religious awakening for him.
Yeah. You have Den who's like, weapons are part of my religion. Boba Fett's just like, violence.
I just don't
just
Yeah. I just don't want to get eaten again, so I'm just gonna kill anyone who tries to throw me into a giant living pit.
Someone give me a pulse cannon and a Gaddafi. I gotta get to work. Anyway, anybody else? Yes, Paco, I couldn't agree more. Will somebody please think of the crime lords? Before we move on,
Especially
does anybody
Black
have
Sun.
any? Yeah, especially Black
like-
Sun.
Bless them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. This shit's so good, man. I can't believe I get paid to sell this stuff. It's so good. Any further thoughts on Book of Boba Fett before we jump into our next story here?
I'm hoping that we will see some of this connect to War of the Bounty Hunters, like we talked about earlier, because I want Kira back. I want
Same.
Emilia Clarke to be in this show. There's been like rumors about her showing up in Lando, because that would make sense in the Lando show whenever that comes out. But
Mhm.
the timing of the War of the Bounty Hunters coming out, Kira returning in that series, basically taking over Crimson Dawn, and then this show is all about the different crime syndicates of the galaxy. I'm like, okay, where
And
is
then
she?
we have Crimson Rain.
And then we have Crimson Rain coming up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that it'll just like take us right into the show. That would be super cool. My other hope is that it will continue to like connect to the sequel timeline, just like Mando is kind of working its way there. I don't know if anyone's read Bloodline by Claudia Gray,
I need
but
to.
there's a lot of info that we learned that like there's a lot of like underground crime money being funneled into the First Order, or like what will eventually
Mhm.
become the First Order. So I'm hoping that we see some of that too, because that would be really cool.
Just off that point of Bloodline, I would love if we got like at least even it's probably too early, but if we get like mention or like something of Rin Riven Dai
Yeah.
That would be fit because he came out of Jabba's ranks and everything and worked his way up. A Nikto, who ended up owning his own thing, which is they're like not really the main bad guys, but just like someone of Leia's contacts or something, like who helped. I'm trying to remember the plot of Bloodline. It's been a minute, but yeah, I'd love to hear like a reference to him or something, if at all possible. But
For sure.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think if I were to make a quick comparison, Emilia Clarke reprising her role as Kira in the Book of Boba Fett has the same energy as Luke showing up in season 2 of The Mandalorian, in that it is so very clearly this perfect and obvious choice. But anybody who pays too much attention to this kind of stuff, as everybody on screen here does, will go, well, here are all the logistical reasons why that might not exactly work out. You might not be able to And I think while all of us are kind of twiddling our thumbs going, oh, well, I don't know, Emilia Clarke, like, oh, I feel like we would have heard about that if it happened because leaks and rumors and Like, if like we all try, like, I think it's one of those, like, we will all be so hung up on the logistical reasons as to why it couldn't happen that if it did, that moment of like, oh shit, they did it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's where I compare it to Luke.
After all of these, like the Marvel Disney Plus shows being kind of predictable by the end, except for I would argue Loki, because everyone was like, is it going to be Kang? Is it not going to be Kang?
Right.
But the end of WandaVision, we knew that Agatha or whatever, Agnes was going to be Agatha. No Mephisto, surprise. And that, so as far as we know, Pietro is not the real Quicksilver from the Fox universe. So everything that we were like, oh, but it could be, and then it turned out to not be. And then Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was like, oh, Sharon is definitely the power broker. And then it turned out that she is, or at least is higher up in there or whatever. So now, and with the Mandalorian, now it was like, there was no way it could be Luke. There's no way it's going to be Luke. And then it is Luke. I'm just going to take the easy road this time and not like think too hard about it.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, if Emilia Clarke shows up in Book of Boba Fett, I'll actually be surprised, unlike Mandalorian.
Well, and like, there's something to be said about the fact that, like, going back to the Disney Gallery, where they were talking about like just having Luke and Mando, where they bring up the fact that it's like they acknowledge in that documentary, we had a problem with leaks. Well, like, it was like either Favreau or Filoni straight up say it was like somehow they knew about Rosario as Ahsoka, somehow they knew about Cobb Vanth, somehow they knew about Boba Fett. We moved heaven and earth to make sure nobody knew about Luke. And like, maybe Lucasfilm found out the way to plug those kinds of leaks and make it so that there was no way possible for Emilia Clarke as back as Kira to slip through the cracks. Like it could happen. I would love to see that. I would love if this show is Boba Fett v. Kira, dawn of cool crime shit. Like I'm super into that idea.
If that happens, I just need Fennec, Shand, and Kira to just befriend each other. Just don't fight.
I want to watch them beat the shit out of each other is what I want. That is
but also just make up and just be like, yo, you know what? You're kind of cool.
To quote the Weekly Planet, punch for a bit and then they're mates. Which is how most relationships and most franchises work. Moving along, we're going to hop into our next story here, one that excites me a lot. This is from friend of the show, Jordan Mason. New Star Wars animated series to focus on Darth Maul's shenanigans, exclusive from Cinelinx. According to multiple sources, it seems like a new Star Wars animated series is already in the works that could fill in some Crimson Dawn / Darth Maul gaps. I know we're like his legs. I know we're all still recovering from the Book of Boba Fett trailer. I'm reading directly from the article. I know we're still recovering from the Book of Boba Fett trailer, but I had some information come in I felt would be worth discussing. About a month ago, I heard from a source that a voice recording was underway for a new, as yet unannounced, Star Wars animated series. This, along with a second source, informed me that familiar Star Wars voice actors D. Bradley Baker, Matt Lanter, and Sam Witwer were recording something. I couldn't pin down what they were recording for, whether for another Bad Batch season or something else. So I just kind of let it sit. I was hoping to get more information later. Thankfully, that's come in from a pair of independent sources who tell me that the Darth Maul will be the focus of a new animated series. While they both mentioned Maul, one source specifically mentioned it as a show about his time running Crimson Dawn before Solo, a Star Wars story. I've heard Paul Bettany is expected to come back to voice Dryden Voss, a character he's already mentioned wanting to return to. Off and on for years now, I've heard Lucasfilm has been keen to get some sort of Darth Maul series up and running in live action, and for various reasons, cough, cough, Ray Park. However, they haven't been able to get it going. In case anybody forgot about that snafu from last summer, I wish I could too. As such, this new animated series seems to be what they've decided to go with instead. It also lines up with having heard about a Crimson Dawn-related plans for a while now. An organization I'm sure will continue to pop up in various projects. Considering Maul is a major focus of my personal collection, I'm all about this news and I've been hoping that something like this would happen. Sadly, I don't have any story details or more specific timeline. It could potentially go beyond Solo and showcase how Maul lost power and wound up alone and where we found him in Star Wars Rebels. Either way, I'm all aboard for more Maul adventures. Lucasfilm Animation works pretty far in advance, but with voice recording already underway, I'm hoping we'll get an official announcement sooner rather than later. Brooke, my friend, I shall start with you. Thoughts on the Crimson Dawn Darth Maul cartoon rumors?
I mean, it makes sense to go that route. I just had that thought as you were reading that we don't know, we saw Maul in season 7 of Clone Wars. We don't know where he is now. I'm wondering if they do some sort of backdoor pilot in season 2 of Bad Batch, kind of like they did with Ahsoka with Maul, which would be kind of cool. So, because I feel like I'm thinking about it logistically too, because in season 7 of Clone Wars, we also saw that holo of Dryden Voss. So they already have the animation rendering of him. So I'm okay, it's probably going to be in the Clone Wars style animation. As much as I also liked the Rebels animation, I didn't hate it like a lot of people did. I just think that that's probably the route they're going to go with a Maul series. But I'm excited. I think it will be really cool. I think bringing Sam Witwer back is awesome because he's a king.
To say the least.
Absolutely.
Now that he has touched the role of Maul, I never want Maul without Sam Witwer. Ever. Never, ever. Ever. He's just so good.
Even if Disney somehow is able to just scrub off Ray Park enough to ever have him play Maul in live action again, the pairing of Ray's face and physicality with Sam's voice. So good. Awesome. Perfect. Flawless. 10 out of 10.
And this could be potentially, Brooke, your Kira plug-in here. You were thinking
even more
Kira. For the
Lando
show. I was thinking. I looked at you from the side. I'm like, does she know what we're talking about next? There's a Maul show coming. That's the perfect plug-in for Kira to get her
I really
involved
hope that
preemptively.
Kira's a co-lead.
Absolutely,
that'd be great.
That would be cool. I feel like Emilia Clarke
and
would be a good
waiting.
voice actor too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like they're just waiting to say that she's in it.
Yeah.
So.
Darth Maul hyphen the rise of Kira. Let's just make it that
and
title
also
or
Dryden.
something.
Let's not forget Dryden.
It's just Dryden, but
Kira and also my Dryden Voss.
I want him in there, but it's just, we're all about Maul and Kira, So
for sure.
For
sure. But the way he says that we'll be working much more closely from now on. It's almost like they have a history. They have some history.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Let me see.
It's this show could explore that.
My favorite thing about that line to her is that, like, as much as I think even Maul would hate it if someone said it to him and brought it up, he's picked some shit up from his master. Where there was a part of Maul that was like, if this idiot ever gets whacked, you're probably going to do his job better anyway.
I mean, we all know that Maul drinks his respect women juice.
Yes,
he was raised on Dathomir like a matriarchy. So
Oh yeah.
he calls Ahsoka Lady Tano. Like he's got his like respect women card, on him. So
as far as mass murderers and evil people go,
yeah,
at least he's got that going for him.
Yeah.
He like Kylo Ren is a gentleman.
Yes,
gentleman first, Dark Lord second.
100%.
Oh man, that might end up being my new bio on all the social media. Gentleman first, Dark Lord second. I like the whole Jedi Knight superhero and host of, but like I don't know, that might get dropped for Halloween next year. I don't know. Nice. See, okay, I love the idea of all of this, and Brooke, fucking galaxy brain with the backdoor pilot in Bad Batch season 2.
I just have way too much time on my hands to think about
that. That never crossed my mind. That is genius, and if it doesn't happen that way, I will be stunned.
Yeah, like the Bad Batch running into Maul. Maybe we'll get some Inquisitors thrown in there too.
Oh man,
I'm just Lucasfilm. Hire me.
Hire her. She'll also make you damn good merch too. So hire her.
Yes.
I want to see like early into this show to see Maul like replace his lightsaber. And I know that's like a really like stupid, minute thing, but like after seeing Maul and like, as we do the Patreon versus series, when we covered Maul, one of the things that we really drove home is that like, he is incredibly powerful with the Force, but there is a part of him that would just always rather rely on his martial ability. And that like, he is like, I am a warrior and a fighter before I am a space wizard, and the fact that like, when we see him,
so it goes, gentlemen, Dark Lord, warrior, space wizard.
Yes.
In order.
That is the hierarchy. Yeah.
I need him to say that like Tony Stark now.
Yeah. Yes.
With the cadence,
Dark Lord, warrior, space
billionaire
wizard.
With the cadence, but Sam Witwer's Maul voice was just warrior, Dark Lord, warrior, space wizard. Kenobi.
Kenobi, I'm dead.
So's he. But I got sad too.
It's too soon.
Like knowing that like that he would much rather have a lightsaber than use the Force. And after watching those final episodes of the Clone Wars, where Maul's like, all right, guess I got to use the space magic. Don't mind me just crushing a reactor in a Venator, where it's like, whoa, like even my most like highball, like overestimating him guess.
Yeah, I remember
because we were working on our first episode. It was Anakin versus Darth Maul for the Patreon versus series, and like I remember us texting, going,
"So are we gonna talk about like is this gonna be
we might need to
material?
we might need to rewrite the Darth Maul character sheet because we were like, holy shit. It is so funny because we were both like, wow, that was a lot. But I want to see, because he has a stolen Inquisitor lightsaber. I want to watch Maul have to fight an Inquisitor without a lightsaber.
And win.
Yeah.
And
win. and it's even funnier because like one of the people who have beat him, Ahsoka Tano, did the same thing. Like she crossed up an Inquisitor while she did not have a lightsaber. And like Maul can do the same thing. We're like, only he's probably gonna like kick a dude in the face and then drop a mountain on him or some shit. I don't know. It's just telekinesis is bonkers, I guess. But like aside from that very specific thing, The story I have been pitching is something I think Disney and Lucasfilm should absolutely do, is that I want to see how this series ends. Because one of my favorite little elements of Twilight of the Apprentice in Rebels is when we find Maul, and Maul is made aware that Vader is on his way. Maul, a very arrogant person who knows that he can fight, gets very scared and very confidently goes, I can't take him. We need to leave. And I have stood by my hypothesis that Maul and Vader threw down. And part of that throwdown resulted in Kira going bye-bye to Maul and double crossing him. And that's why he ends up stranded on Malachor. I really want to see him and Vader duke it out. If this show ends up being a thing, I think having a final episode of Maul just getting folded and watching these two duke it out, but Vader get the leg up. And then again, and I don't want to turn this into a whole character study of Anakin Skywalker like we did on last week's episode by accident, but having to I think for Vader / Anakin, who's in there, this is a really complicated encounter. Because on one hand, it's you're a threat to myself and my master. You're this false Sith. I have to get rid of you because, business is business. But you got to imagine that the more violent, vicious part of Anakin is in there somewhere. You killed Qui-Gon. You're not leaving this room with your head on your shoulders. I don't care if Anakin Skywalker is dead or not. This is personal. And I'm gonna kill you for what you did. There is so much complexity you could get in making Maul and Vader fight. And I know that's such a fanboy base the whole show around that fight kind of coming to a head. But if they're oh yeah, Matt Lanter and Sam Witwer are working on a thing. Oh boy. When I read when I was oh man, this is really cool. It was Matt Lanter. Shit. Oh. And I was I was just starting to have that it might be happening. It's the goddamn starfish in Finding Nemo.
Today's the day.
Yeah. just a sliver of hope. But I've been talking for too long. Jerry, Connor, Spencer, thoughts on a potential Darth Maul animated series?
I've peppered my thoughts in. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hell yeah. Give it. I'm just just a resounding here's to you guys. Yes, more, please. I mean, there's still so much to tell about his story, and so why wouldn't you go? And I mean, a lot of Maul's story has been done. I know a lot of people who would say, "Oh, I really wish it was done in live action," but so much of Maul's story has been done in animation that it almost makes sense that give him his own show. I mean, it's for one thing, you don't have to pay Ray Park, except for motion capture, maybe. Never mind, because they're probably going to be doing motion. You think they'll do motion capture for the entire series, or was just the?
I don't know.
That would have been a one-off.
I think
so
if they do it, I think
it was a
honestly
finale
they
thing.
save it for big fights.
Yeah,
Something like Maul versus Ahsoka. That was something that you bring in body doubles to do.
Right.
Again, not to harp on it, but if there's one thing I've never quite loved about Rebels or Clone Wars, Rebels does a better job on Clone Wars with the lightsaber combat because it feels more weighty. Clone Wars, everybody's just kind of twisting and flipping the whole time, and not in a way that people complain about with the prequels feeling over choreographed. I like watching the Clone Wars. I don't understand how Count Dooku moves like that. Count Dooku's doing corkscrews and shit, and it's okay,
there's also a lot of
whatever.
other problems with Count Dooku's characterization in the Clone Wars, other than his lightsaber fights. But you know, that's a topic for another time.
That is a topic for another time because you're wrong.
There was some salt in there.
I mean, I'm not. I'm not.
I know, I'm
totally
just being
wrong,
an ass.
But
There is a discussion to be had.
There's a very good conversation we
Later.
had there. That's a good topic episode for down the road. But like,
Right.
I don't know, like everybody's fighting style felt super samey because everybody just kind of did the same like spin, flip, corkscrew stuff. And then you have the Maul versus Ahsoka fight where it's like the best choreographed animated fight we've ever gotten in Star Wars. And I feel like bringing somebody to the table to like mocap Vader and Maul, like that's a fight you would have to mocap because I feel like trying to animate that would be super hard. Like I think it would be super hard to like make it look right without two people to act it out and without an actual like fight choreographer to like stand there and like, okay, the sword play between, for all intents and purposes, bow staff kung fu guy versus like hulking monster with a broadsword in terms of like how they use their weapons. Like I think like a fight like that would need it, but you could probably get away with, you know, doing the normal thing, especially since it's Maul. Like Maul falls very well into spinny flippy do a corkscrew animation. So like they can absolutely get away with that with Maul.
Yeah, man. It sounds like I just get all the things you were saying. Like I want a Vader and Maul confrontation. I want Kira to be throughout this.
Yes.
Just it's a smart decision on their part to do a Maul series. It really is because there's so much left to tell.
Agreed. Yeah,
There's one thing Filoni is good at. It's taking characters who have been established in live action but have like no story whatsoever. They are as static could be, and making them into these dynamic, lovable characters, whether they're good guys or bad guys. Filoni is really good at that, and he's turned Maul into, oh, this guy is scary looking, and he does a lot of flips, but other than that, I don't really care, into, oh my goodness, he might be my favorite Star Wars character ever.
Darth Maul.
Like, he got so much depth in Clone Wars, and give me more.
Yeah.
So, Connor.
I mean, I'm excited. I mean, it'll probably be another. I feel like it'll be half Crime Syndicate, half Sith philosophy type show. I'm excited. Lucasfilm Animation is just killing it, really. So, like, I'm down. Like, honestly, if all the live action shows that we're getting were animated, except maybe for Kenobi, because I'm cool with that being live action, I'm down. Just Lucasfilm Animation has just an incredible portfolio, and they're going to continue to develop it in the next 5, 10, 20 years. Yeah. Gimme. I'm down.
Keep it going.
I promise I'm gonna stop making everything about Darth Vader after this. There's a reason I have a Kylo Ren tattoo, because I make everything about Darth Vader.
Just like him.
Exactly. I'll put the helmet on. Going back to like Brooke's point about like they already have a Dryden Voss model. There's no way they made a whole ass model for Vader for no reason. Just for that stinger at the end of Clone Wars, the amount of work it must have taken to bring Vader to life in the Clone Wars animation style.
I disagree with you.
Like, it would be worth it.
Disagree.
But
It
there's
was
no
worth
way
it.
that they didn't go, and we're gonna save you for later.
It all gets
With
filed.
everybody. They do
All
that with
that.
everybody.
That's a big file.
That was a necessary scene to wrap
Yes.
up the Clone Wars.
You're right.
But they have it. They might as well use it.
That's what I'm saying. Is it like they have that there, and like, you know, Lucasfilm Animation works very far in advance. And I feel like there was like a conversation of like, okay, I'm gonna put Vader here, and then get ready to copy and paste Vader all over Crimson Dawn. Since we have gone for a good minute here, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but if you go on StarWars.com, we have an excerpt from Queen's Hope, the next entry in the E.K. Johnston Padme Queen trilogy. I'm towards the end of Queen's Peril. I really enjoy these books. I was not made aware until the other day on Twitter that apparently E.K. Johnston very publicly hates Anakin Skywalker. So I'm very excited to read, because like the headline on the StarWars.com article is, and I quote, "You're invited to the wedding of Padme Amidala and Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Queen's Hope exclusive excerpt." So like we're not going to get to the excerpt here, just as we've been going for a minute. But boy howdy, am I looking forward to see how E.K. Johnston writes Anakin if she is not a fan, apparently. Not a fanakin, if you will.
I will not. As a matter of fact, I will not.
I will see myself out of my own garage. What do we got here? It's like, as we give you no particular reason. Hey, listen.
Maybe on
Paco,
TNAP main.
piss off. No, Paco was here for the Fandom episode, and while we played clips from like everything that was shown at Fandom without sound, and we just kind of had them playing off to the side while Travis and I were speaking. And it wasn't until we got to the trailer for the Batman where WB killed our stream. And Jerry, It's funny that you're here because I went, damn, now I know how Bombad Cast feels.
Yeah, man. Bad boys of YouTube. That's right. Yeah.
I was very upset. That's why it's in 2 parts on the YouTube channel, because WB, like, they were cool with us showing like the Shazam stuff, the Aquaman stuff. They were cool with everything except the trailer for the Batman for some reason.
You don't touch Batman. Don't touch
the Batman.
Don't mess with Batman.
This is courtesy. I mean, the article is in courtesy of Connor, but Connor made sure to add this to the notes. This is from John Hoey from Star Wars Newsnet. Rumor: Obi-Wan Kenobi footage and what else to expect from Star Wars on Disney Plus Day. Disney Plus Day will take place next. Yeah, that's why I'm skipping the excerpt for Queen's Hope. Disney Plus Day will take place next Friday, November 12th. We have heard details on what we can expect to see and learn from the upcoming Star Wars projects, which include our first look at footage from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and several other projects. We are reporting these as rumors simply because studios have been known to change these things up until the last minute. For example, J.J. Abrams came down to the wire to decide on which version of the Episode 9 trailer to debut at Star Wars Celebration. So there was no way to definitively know the final plan, but this is what we have learned. We also reached out to Lucasfilm for comment, but we did not hear back. The moment we have all been waiting for is just over a week away. We were told the first teaser trailer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series will debut on Disney Plus Day. The series wrapped filming a couple months ago, so having footage ready by this point makes sense, especially for a Star Wars project that is universally the most hyped and anticipated. Our source did tell us that we should also expect a sizzle reel for Andor. You might recall the clip that debuted last December during the Disney Investor Day webcast, and it sounds like another might be coming. This is a bit of a surprise, as we figured we would at least see a trailer for this series by now, so we'll see what they bring to the table for the spy-based Rogue One prequel. We were also told that behind-the-scenes sizzle reels for both the Book of Boba Fett and the Return of the Mandalorian would be shown. A BTS reel for Fett makes sense, as we just got that trailer. It seems a bit early for a sizzle reel on Season 3 of The Mandalorian, being that it just started filming a little over a month ago. I am a little skeptical of that one, but would welcome it. As far as new Star Wars project announcements, our source told us that we can definitely expect them, and they believe a new canon animated series could be announced on Disney Plus Day as well. Funny that in the Darth Maul series story floating around there. They didn't specify what, but they said they were told a full ordered animated series will release in 2023. Speaking of animated, we were told they will be showing a teaser for the Bad Batch Season 2. We will find out in less than 10 days, and we hope all of this comes to fruition and more. It is a fun time to be a Star Wars fan, and we look forward to enjoying and reporting on Disney Plus Day next Friday, November 12th.
It's going to be early Christmas.
It really is. It really is. Brooke, I'll start in the order we've been going in. Thoughts on this story? Are we liking what we hear here? Hopefully, again, with a grain of salt. speculate responsibly.
Yeah. I feel like I'm cautiously optimistic. I almost don't want, like, I want to know updates on things, but I don't know how much, like, stuff I actually want to see, because I don't want, like, the hype for Boba Fett to die down, because I feel like the Boba Fett trailer just came out on Monday, and now everyone's like, oh my god, we're going to see a Kenobi trailer, we're going to see this, we're going to see that, and it's like, reminds me very much of, like, the No Way Home syndrome, where it's like, Shang-Chi and Eternals are incredible, but all you guys can think about is fucking a white boy in a leotard. Like, can we take a deep breath? It's coming. We're going to get it. There's a date out for it. And this is kind of how I feel is like the Star Wars bros are for Kenobi, which is fine because I am also very excited about Kenobi. But we've got all this other really cool stuff, and I've like tired of seeing people who are like, no one cares about Andor, and it's like, it's gonna be a really good show, and you're gonna watch it anyway. So just shut up.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm like trying to think of what sounds realistic for what we're actually gonna get. I definitely think we'll see something from season 2 of Bad Batch because they've already announced a season 2, so clearly they've been working on it. I'm sure now that like the rumors about the Darth Maul show is coming out, I don't know if we'll see anything from it, but we'll at least probably get a confirmation. I don't expect much about Mando season 3 because they have only been filming for a little while, and also Pedro Pascal is like not even there because he's filming The Last of Us.
You know, the thing with the Mandalorian season 3 stuff that just befuddles me, and I made a joke about this on Twitter like a couple weeks ago. I've lost track of the amount of times the Mandalorian season 3 has started filming.
Yeah, that
because
too.
like every other, like it feels like every other week, like honestly, since friggin' Carl Weathers. Yeah, I almost said Bill Withers. I was like, that's ain't no sunshine guy. Ever since Carl Weathers was at Steel City Con, and you know, friend of the show, Charlotte, like my father before me on Twitter, she was at Weathers' Q&A panel, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I start shooting for the Mandalorian soon." And then it was like, see, shooting for the Mandalorian has started, and then like every week since then, somebody else has been like, they started filming.
Yeah,
They started filming.
Honestly, I have no idea. Like, I know that they don't technically need Pedro Pascal because, like, they didn't use him like in the suit that much, at least in the first season. But it seems if they were going to do something like they did for Andor last year, it seems strange to me that they would do that without the presence of Pedro. Because, like, as much as he's not the Mandalorian, he also is the Mandalorian. Like, he's the face of the Mandalorian. So I don't expect that much of that. Hopefully we'll get, even if we get like concept art of things from like the Ahsoka series and the Acolyte. I would love crumbs about the Acolyte. Please.
Agreed.
I know it's not in this article, but I just want like confirmation that we're still getting it and that we have something, you know, in the works.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
I want them to talk about the Acolyte, and I want them to belabor the point that there are people in the writer's room who aren't super into Star Wars just because I want to watch every single one of that type of fan have another aneurysm for a whole week again.
I just don't want a certain somebody to become the Acolyte. That's my only hope. Keeve.
But they say it's like towards the end of the High Republic era.
I know. But still.
I don't know how long you think Keeve is gonna live, man. Like,
I know, but still, I know, but still, it's probably not gonna happen. It's just like someone put it on Twitter, and I just can't stop thinking about it.
I think it'll be Geode.
No,
it better
worse.
better be Geode.
No,
he's the
unironically, I would not be surprised if the Acolyte. I expect the Acolyte to go in one of two ways. I think this is going to be our like canon version of like the Darth Bane trilogy,
or
as
Plagueis.
a TV show, or Plagueis. I think this either ends up being about Darth Zana or Darth Sidious, because the end of the High Republic era just like immediately bleeds in to the like not long before the Phantom Menace. So I think it'd actually go that way. And Brooke, I'm so with you. Like when I read this article earlier, I was like, oh, this seems like a lot of cool stuff. I'm really excited to see stuff about Kenobi, stuff about, this potential new animated series. But immediately I was like, there's something about the Acolyte.
Yeah.
It starts filming next year.
Especially with how
like,
amazing the High Republic has been. I'm like, please give us
Yes.
something. Like, I love the books and the comics, but give us more.
My only hope for the Acolyte is that like it actually references the High Republic. It probably will, but again, like live action media has been pretty detached from referencing the books and the
until
comics.
Until now.
Hopefully they can.
May I introduce you to one Cobb Vanth that people absolutely are thirsting after right now. That's all I'll say.
With the exception of that.
My only fan.
I believe it can. I believe it can happen.
What?
I believe you're gonna get Master Trennis or whatever. Like
Master
was
Stellan
really
Geos or something.
Master
Starlight
Geos.
Beacon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm super
Master
excited
Chris.
for like
Jedi Master Elzar Man,
references.
the horniest Jedi in the history of the Order. Then
Yep.
Anakin shows up like, not anymore. Anyway,
You've been
get out of the
dethroned,
way.
old man.
You've been dethroned. I have children. But no, I was in the same boat, Brooker. I was like, slap a baby for a cast list at this point. Like, can you please tell me who is at least in this goddamn show? As you said, crumbs. My kingdom for crumbs about the Acolyte.
Well, that's like someone was asking me at work that like, are you excited? What do you think they're going to announce and stuff? And I was like, give me the Acolyte. Give me the Acolyte. It's just the people want it. The people want it. Lucasfilm, just give us something about the Acolyte.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, I really want to know
what they
more
want.
about the stuff that was like announced, but we don't know anything about.
But it was
literally
we already just announced.
Yeah, because we already knew about Kenobi. We know Kenobi's coming. We know Andor's coming. It's gonna be here. Like, I can't think about it too much because I'll be excited when it's here. I want to know more about what the Lando show is, where that's going, if that's still a thing. Are we getting Donald Glover back, please? Is it going to be like a Donald Glover or Billy D. Williams? Like we get flashbacks, or like Billy D is telling Jannah stories about his youth and we get flashbacks to Donald Glover? That would be cool. I'm just spitballing here, but I just anything that we like, that they were just like, here's this thing that you're getting, but we can't tell you anything about it, especially for the investor day, because he was like, here's a sneak peek, and it was not for us. It was just a screen.
I just need to say, if we get Childish Landino back, Spencer and I are not responsible for how insufferable we will be on the internet about it. That's first of all me more than him, I'll admit, but we're both gonna be some kind of way about it. Lando's wetsuit and all that.
I mean, the first moment you hear his voice, he's just like, how was I supposed to know she was an Imperial spy? I thought she loved me. I'm like, thank you.
I really wonder if that's a reference to The Spy Who Loved Me.
I hope it is. Like, one of my favorite stickers I have in my water bottle is that I'm going to be getting as a t-shirt soon, as I need it. It's
that's a custom piece.
It's Donald Glover in like the Lando outfit, but he's doing the like, this is America.
Oh,
where he's like holding the gun, but he's like in like the yellow shirt with like the black cape. It all writes itself.
This pose.
Yeah, I mean it's like going towards the middle where he's like holding it with both hands, and he's not like completely doing like the Jim Crow thing. Like it's played a lot cooler because it's Lando. But
they're gonna find you like Black.
This is Corellia. Don't catch you slipping up.
Look what I'm looking up. Always be tripping up.
This is the cross I bear because I got Spencer into exactly 2 rappers. And you either get Kendrick or Gambino jokes anytime we're in the same room now. But no, I think this is really cool, Brooke. kind of agree with you on the front of like, let's give Book of Boba Fett a little bit of room to breathe. Let's give Andor its due. I think Andor is going to end up surprising a lot of people. I think Andor is going to be like Rogue One and like Solo, very much I absolutely didn't ask for this, but boy howdy, am I glad I have it type situation. Like we were talking about at the beginning with an Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. I don't know how much you show. Like this is very much like Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, where's the line for like wanting to keep people guessing and also clamoring? You know, like I don't like do you show Vader in this trailer? No. Or because I feel like there's going to be some illusion. I think at the very least, like the trailer ends with like some, and like that's the end of the trailer. Very Palpatine in the Rise of Skywalker. Like just do the iconic sound. Like you have Palpatine laugh at the end of the T-Rose trailer, and then like here, it's like you just have him breathe. Like you have there be some line of dialogue about like, you know, it's him, black screen, Obi-Wan Kenobi, 2022. I wouldn't be surprised if it shakes out like that. But yeah, some cool shit.
Some really cool shit.
Yeah, we haven't had any patrons jump into the StreamYard, even though we put the link on the Patreon. So
I just want to say, it would.
I was going to say real quick, any patrons who are watching, now would be the time if you want to hop into the stream, do a little call-in type action, for a little bit here while we wrap up, as you're saying, Connor.
But anyway, just like that, like full canon animated series in 2023. A part of me is also thinking that it might be the Darth Maul series, but I wonder if it's something else entirely, and I don't know what. Like I don't know what it could be. My hope is the Rebels animated sequel. But depending on how Ahsoka goes, the sequels to Rebels might be live action, and I'm slowly just.
I feel like that's the route they're going. Honestly, because even at Investor Day last year, they were talking about how like Boba Fett and Mando and Ahsoka and Rangers of the New Republic, if that's still happening, they were all supposed to be around the same time period, and it almost sounded like a Netflix like Defenders kind of thing, where it all leads into this one big finale.
I would say Defenders, or even like the midpoint of Marvel's Phase 1, where it's like the Star Wars Fury's big week.
Yeah,
where like Book of Boba Fett's happening, and then whoever the hell's supposed to be the leads, the Rangers of the New Republic, are doing their thing, and at the same time, Din is still trying to figure out what's supposed to happen in Star Wars because he's never seen Star Wars, and he's very confused by everything. And it's my favorite joke ever is that Din Djarin has never seen Star Wars because he's just so confused all the time. So like I kind of like that idea, and you can absolutely still do that. Also, I'm very excited for more on just all of the animated stuff, because I'm not necessarily hoping for it, but I'm not hoping against it, with like the whole idea that we might be getting some type of like canon retelling of Dark Empire. Like that's the direction we're headed with. Like Thrawn is still an active player post Jedi. Mount whatever the hell it is was featured at the end of Bad Batch. You know,
Fashaka or something. Mount Fashaka.
Whatever the name
I was about to say Mount Vesuvius for some reason. I'm like, wait, no,
it's Mount Tantus, but I was trying to make a callback to Jackson's.
Oh wait, do you mean heir to the Empire?
Boshafek.
Oh, heir to the Empire, not Dark Empire. Yeah. But I'm very curious to see if things are headed that way. Again, it's not something I don't necessarily would dislike seeing, but I'm curious to see if that's actually where things are headed. So like that's the part of me that wants to see more of Bad Batch. And I hate that the main thing I want to see about the Bad Batch is to see what it's leading to. But that's also just kind of the nature of doing all of this transmedia interconnected stories.
Speculation.
Yeah, is like the how does the next thing tie into the next thing into the next thing? Yeah, but it
Especially
seems like
since
no
the
one's going to
saga's
become.
over.
Yeah, does not look like, you know what? While we vamp and talk a little bit, and I'll have everybody do their plugs. I'm going to put the link in just the main chat and see if anybody pops in a couple minutes. If not, we can truly wrap up. So in the meantime, Brooke, where can the lovely people find you and all that you do while we wait to see if anybody joins the stream?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on, first of all.
Of course. Thanks for coming by.
Most of my content comes from TikTok, which is Bedazzler, as you can see on the screen. You can get to my other socials from there. I have Twitter, Instagram. I've been trying to be more active on Twitter. I think it's Bedazzler, but with 2 underscores, because for some reason that other one was taken. You can find me on Twitch. I recently started Twitch streaming and have become an affiliate, so that's kind of cool.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I am almost through my first ever playthrough of Fallen Order. It's been an adventure, and I've decided that it's just my personality now. I love this game.
I was going to say you couldn't see, but Connor's eyes dilated the moment you said Fallen Order.
I just beat Terran Malkos last night. It took me like way too long.
I hate that fight so much.
We did it. It's fine. I watched like some YouTube tutorials to see how other people did it. But you can find me there. We have a good time. I'm also streaming the Battlefront 2 campaign because there's a lot of these Star Wars games I've never played. And then if Star Wars is not I don't know why you would be watching this if Star Wars isn't your thing, but I also play I've restarted Final Fantasy VII.
They really like Bloody Marys.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I play some other stuff too. And then I also have an Etsy store if you want to get some cool stuff. I do like jewelry, but I also do like custom jackets and custom shoes. And that is Far Far Away Factory on Etsy.
Far Far Away Factory is very bitchin'. There's there's stuff on there that just like isn't for me. In a lot of ways, it's just like I couldn't style it anywhere nearly as well as a lot of other people. But the Loki shirts, big fan. I was very excited for that, and I think I wore it for like the entire back half of our Loki talk on the main show. It was like the next to last episode, the finale, and then the season review. I was like, I have a Loki shirt and I'm going to wear the hell out of it.
There you go.
So go check all of that stuff out. Brooke is awesome. Brooke is a great TikTok and Twitter follow. And like I said, you might find some great stuff on Far Far Away Factory. So highly recommend. Jerry, where?
Well, you can find me just putzing around on Twitter a lot of times, sometimes sharing Star Wars stuff, sometimes sharing. I'm really excited about Ghostbusters coming out very soon. I don't know if you can see the Ghostbuster shit behind me and everything. I'm kind of excited, but I'm a real ghost head, as they say. But no one says that. If the rambling can be done, you can find me on the Bombad Cast YouTube channel, me and my boy Scotty. Every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we do a live stream. It usually gets crazy. We make weird noises sometimes, and sometimes we have coherent, deep conversations. This week, actually, we are going to be giving our initial reactions to Eternals, actually. And hyping up the podathon. So that's tomorrow night. But and then also, Scotty does Bombad Gaming on there on Wednesday nights. I do Hyper Focus, which is on Tuesday nights. We just had a good time. Again, like you were saying, like Jackson came on and really kind of broke our brains in a good way.
I still think Jackson is a government plant. I still think Jackson's a CIA plant.
no one can figure out what that guy does. No, it's just
that one picture intrigues me so much.
He and that was the thing. He came on because
Jackson
my
killed
guest
Jeffrey Epstein.
Bill Sheehy was my guest, and he goes, "I don't believe Jackson is real. I don't believe Jackson's a real person." And he actually came on to defend himself. And so, but anyway, and then besides all that bullshit and stuff, check us out tomorrow night. Podathon. Spread the word if you can. Tell, even if you've got family members, friends, whoever who are not Star Wars fans, just like say, hey, look, there's these guys, these people raising money for a good cause. Who doesn't want to make kids' wishes come true and stuff? I mean, like terminally ill kids getting their wishes met and everything like that. It's an honorable thing to give your money to. So it doesn't matter if you like Star Wars or not. If you like Space Wizards, that's cool. If you don't, still stop by, still hang out with us. Please still donate and maybe get something. Maybe win a raffle for a gift for a Star Wars fan in your life or something like that. It's a win-win-win-win. There's too many wins and stuff. So, but anyway, thank you guys again for having me on and let me ramble and all kinds of stuff like that. It's fantastic. And fantastic to meet you as well, Brooke.
Yeah,
So,
you too.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you again.
please,
guys. Seriously.
Guys, please go watch and donate to Podathon. Again, the donation, you're helping a good cause. And in terms of the content with Podathon,
it's gonna be a big nut bust.
So please do yourselves a favor and tune in.
That's fantastic.
I can't be trusted.
But I can't either because I showed you that video.
It's your fault. It's there.
But it's so funny.
It's so much to take in. It's so much to take in when you watch it. Well, it looks like no one's hopping in to do live calls, which is okay because we've run pretty late as is. So I'm gonna. We have new patrons, and I am very honored and gracious for the fact that it is getting to the point where I'm having a hard time remembering all of our patrons.
Yeah,
that is very humbling, and we thank you very much.
Thank you.
Connor, where can all of you people find you? I'm like revving up to like do that part, and I was like, I need to pull the thing up so I actually remember everybody.
You're good. They can find me on Twitter at DepaBanana, Instagram ConmanJFO. Here, obviously, if just, why not self-plug? Screw it.
There you are.
Yeah. So you can find me here. Jared won't let me leave.
Trapped within these four walls.
Trapped within this ethereal realm of Teen App and Cookie Cop.
Oh my God! Don't even joke.
And
like that.
You can also find me writing articles very, 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 very slowly at StarWarsEditorIG.com. I'm also writing stories. None of them are published yet. I do have some that will come out soon, next year. But you can find the stories that are published on SWEditorIG.com. We're creating our own comprehensive, expansive fan universe. And unlike most fan universes, we're adhering to the totality of the canon in Star Wars and not just doing our own thing just because we technically could. We're really just adhering to what Lucasfilm has done with Star Wars since 2015 to now, and will continue to do so until we finish out the SWEU. So, pretty exciting stuff. Go check out the stories already there. There are some really good stories by some fantastic people that I've had the wonderful honor to call friends. So,
hell yeah. And Connor's trapped here forever. Right. I wasn't looking at the thing.
Spencer, where can they find you?
Yes. I saw Paco left another comment. I was just wondering that.
Hi. You can find me on Instagram at SpenceManCosplay. You can find me on Twitter doing nothing whatsoever.
Good choice.
SpenceMan49.
Where one of his three tweets is about Childish Gambino.
It's true.
It's true. One of three.
And it's my fault.
Ashanita Wilson.
Yes.
Okay,
I
Jared.
ruined your ability to listen to the worst guys. I had to take someone else down with me.
I should need a wisdom.
Now I got to listen because of you.
Okay, here you go. Go ahead, Jared.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. And since we brought it up, my TikTok that I should post to more. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon page. Speaking of our patrons, thank you to our $10 alumnus. I'm going on website order, not the order I normally read this in. Michael Armburst, never going to fright you up, never going to scare you down, never going to haunt around and spook you. I know, I'm saving him for less as he's new. Delta 9, the Waffle Wizard, and our new patron, Nick Johnson. So thank you guys so very much. Be sure to consider the $5 tier, where you get access to the Knights of the Nerd Republic Versus series this month. Hopefully will be out soon. It's going to be Cade Skywalker versus Ulick Keldroma. And then next month we have our final matchup. And then there's the Versus Series tournament, which we'll probably end up doing as a live stream this year, since that's a thing we can do now.
Pressure's on.
Yeah. Speaking of future engagements that will be happening live, Jerry, now's the part where I got to pretend to hate you again. You think I should?
Oh, right.
I
was like, we're getting engaged? What?
I think I should tell everybody about the that we have a date now.
Oh, I think so. Yes.
The Knights of the Nerd Republic versus Bombadcast Star Wars Trivia Tag Team match will be happening December 2nd on the Bombadcast YouTube channel. And when we get closer to the date, we'll be going over the terms of engagement and what the winners and losers get out of it. But
if I can, real quick, I have right here. This right here it's a blank, just little sheet of paper. That's, I think, the knowledge that you guys have about Star Wars as opposed to me and Scotty. So I think that,
Jerry, I don't know if you've played Fallen Order 20 times, going on 21 times. So yeah, you're kind of gonna have to do that.
On Jedi Fallen Order, yeah, sure. Maybe I need to, fill in the blanks there a little bit, like play it like 30, 40 times before then. Who knows?
I mean, you only need to play it once or twice, but I got addicted.
Connor's like, listen, man, I have a problem.
This is my intervention.
There's your fucking promo right there. Boom.
I'm just speechless. I don't even know how to retort that incredible diss right
It's
there.
also a cell phone for Jerry.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, we're gonna kick your asses, and that's okay. Poor Brooke has just been pulled into what is now devolved into a pissing contest.
So sorry.
But tune in December 2nd. I hope to see you guys there. I'm completely gonna come out of kayfabe and stop pretending.
I'm gonna muck it up somehow.
We got to talk about that because we were just making plans on air now. I had a conversation with Jerry and Scotty with the way that Eli from In a Galaxy is formatting it. It looks like it's gonna have to become a 2-on-2 again. But Connor, you're gonna help us train. You were still a part of this team.
Well, yeah, I figured.
Connor's like,
He's
duh.
I better be.
No, I'm not even saying it in that sort of sense. Like, I just kind of figured I was gonna be part of this because,
absolutely,
Jerry called me out. Or no, Jerry, you recruited me, and I was like, all right, bet.
Yeah, I had to because out of nowhere, Jerry and Scotty were like, "Oh yeah, Michael from All Remaining Systems. He's gonna be our third teammate," and I was like, I didn't know we were bringing a third person onto each team.
He was
Connor, I choose you.
Trivia champ.
As you're going to be the Mickey to Spencer and my Rocky.
There you go.
Looking forward to it very much. But yeah, for those of you watching live, this will be going up on Sunday in audio form. It'll stay on the YouTube channel as a video though. So you can watch this whenever you like between then, but this will be going up as audio on Sunday on the usual day that KNR comes out. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. Again, thank you to Brooke and Jerry for making time to stop by. Go watch Podathon on Saturday. Go donate. Again, we're so close to crossing the goal. I'm honored that I get to help work on production on this. There's just so many amazing people. I'm gonna be able to get set up and slap them on the ass and send them into the actual stream, proverbially, not actually.
We may have to have it. We may have to have an HR meeting with you. Actually, I'm just kind of.
I mean that very metaphorically.
Yes, a digital slap on the ass. Yes,
a digital slap, a digital consenting slap on the ass. A go team, a digital go team.
Get out there, champ.
Yeah, get out there, champ. It's exactly the verbiage it should be used. But yeah, please go donate. Please watch. Please tune in. Please share. I am so excited to spend all day Saturday with all these lovely people. Thank you all for watching and or listening. We're honored that you have joined us, and may the force be with you always.
Stop! Move away from the cookie jar.